Welcome back to my channel. My name is Marilisa and this is The Girl Meets Yarn, episode 15. Okay guys, I was like doing the intro and then I saw this plane that was coming like right dead on this way, but he just turned around and it's one of those water planes and he just lands on South Lake or Lake Union, which is right there, like walking distance from where I live. Anyway, welcome back. Today's January 29th, 2019. I'm coming to you from super sunny and amazing Seattle. It's funny because I bought a set of lights, whatever it was gonna be super cloudy and outcast, and now to this day I have used them, which is a great thing to have in Seattle. Because you guys know it rains. So tomorrow I think all entire week we're gonna be like overcast, which I don't mind at all. So I have people asking me how I'm getting used to the weather. People that are natural from here or originally from here are saying to me that it's a very, strange winter, which global warming. But at the same time, we had a couple of days are super horrible and then some days are just amazing. And when the sun comes out here, it's like nowhere else. Like this morning, sunshine, when we saw the sunrise, it was amazing. It was like a storybook. It was amazing. It was something to photograph, paint on. And some days when I see the sunrise, I'm not kidding, I get so creative. It's just like I want to like paint and do some stuff, and no, because if you guys don't know, I went to art school and I am a muralist. So I do things in great scales. However, I am afraid of heights, okay? So I don't know how that happened, but I am a muralist, so I do things more than 6 foot, 8 foot, 10 foot big. And yeah, so no, we cannot be creative in this tiny apartment. No, it's not happening. Anyway, so if you don't follow me on Instagram, my name is mablu_123. I'm gonna put it right down here on the screen, and on Ravelry, my name is Marilisa, logo over there, so you can go and check me out there. I'm not very active on Ravelry. I have to get in there. So anyway, so I uploaded my first podcast on January, I think it was 31st, 2018. So I have a anniversary. I don't know, whatever that word is. But I think of next podcast, I'm going to do a giveaway. It's going to be something that I do make or something that I gather that I think is really cute, but pretty much it's going to be something I will make because I don't want to, you know what I mean. I just like it to make it, I don't know, whatever. So yeah, I am so excited and so grateful, to be honest, to be on this journey with you guys. I never thought in a million years I was going to make the friends that I have made. You know, when I started this podcast, I wanted to have thousands of followers. That have not happened. But I have so much good friends, yarn friends, people that I do really care for and respect, that it doesn't matter that I don't have thousands of followers. What it matters is that what I do have is so meaningful and it's so unreal, because people say that knitters are super great people, and I think they're right. Knitters are amazing, and I am so grateful for you guys. So I said my goals for this podcast was to have at least 1,000 people on following me, and I only have like 700 and something, which is okay. So I'm going to change my perspective and not think about this podcast about number of subscribers, but engagement. So I think you guys have engaged with me so much. I love all your questions. I love all your comments. I make sure that I go one-on-one and I reply, not because I am obliged, is that a word? Or I need to do it. It's because I want to. Just thinking of a word. So next podcast, I'm going to have a giveaway. However, next podcast is not going to be in English. It's going to be in Spanish. So one of the resolutions, or things that, not resolutions, but one of the goals that I have for next year is to do one in Spanish and then one in English. So probably if you guys want to hear me, go for it. But I will do probably the same projects. I'm just going to change you know, the language, and pretty much I'm going to start incorporating some patterns that are made in Spanish, or you know, are not just patterns that have been written in English. So I want to branch out, and I want to do this because I don't remember who exactly told me. I know, but I don't know in the top of my head, that why I didn't podcast in Spanish if it was my native tongue. And I was just like, you have no idea how much I want to do this, and I never thought there was going to be in any way or form nobody who will want to hear me talk in Spanish, because I'm not kidding. Okay, I talk really fast in English, but I speak twice as fast. Sorry, in English I speak fast. In Spanish I speak like, it's insane. It's so fast. I speak so fast. Anyway, and you have no idea because my brain goes so fast that sometimes I just don't make any sense. It's just because I already went through that paragraph, the sentence, that theme that we're talking about. Not kidding. Anyway, trying to stay present. So we're gonna do that. So instead of saying English, whatever, I'm just going to make the notation that's gonna be Spanish, and then I'm gonna put the title of whatever I'm talking about. If it doesn't say Spanish, it's gonna be in English, okay? And I probably will update you guys on Instagram. And my Instagram will stay in English because everybody I know that speaks Spanish speak English as well. So there's no need for me to translate. Maybe in the near future I need to translate because there's people that have no idea what I'm saying in English, and I will definitely will change if it comes to that. Okay, so giveaway next time. We're gonna get more. I want to do like shorter and then more consistent, because I want to update you guys on something, but I am looking for a job as well. So I don't want this to be a burden or let it go. I want it to be, you know, more conversation, shorter, and that's it. So I will update you guys on the job search, because right now we're working on my resume, and it's a shit show. Not because I don't have experience, it's maybe because I have to. I'm like I've done everything, girl, you have no idea. Anyway, so let's get started. That I have this gorgeous top that I made on. Maybe you have not even saw my face because you're like staring at the beautiful sweater that is on the menu right now. Okay. Last time I talked to you guys, I was pretty much, I think I had like 4 inches in of this sweater, and that was 2 weeks ago. So I finished this for my birthday. This was my birthday sweater. Yes, so let me go to the details. This is Notorious RBG by Clark Williams. She is a super rad designer. Love her. I did my pattern on a size small. I think I read the description last time we talked, and I used the Berroco Ultra Alpaca yarn in the color black. Okay, so the pattern asked for 5 skeins of this yarn, and I went ahead. I didn't want to even like look around. I just went and I got the same yarn. I bought it at loveknitting.com, and I think if your first purchase is like 15% off, and I was so excited I didn't even like got the 15% off. I was so mad. Anyway, this yarn is a 50% wool, 50% alpaca, and I got 6 yarns or 6 skeins or hanks, and I only have 1. So I didn't use this one. This is 100 grams, and then I have 60 grams here. So I went ahead and got, so the pattern asked for 5. I went ahead and got 1 more because I was going to do a little bit of alteration or modification to the pattern. It was going to make it a little bit longer. So if you're going to do a size small or medium, just notice that I pretty much have 60 grams here. So she asked like a 20% more than you're going to use. And then off the white, I got this one. It's the same yarn, just in a white ecru. I don't know the color it is exactly, but I have 95 grams of this. So if you have any white in your house, which I do, don't go ahead and buy this because you're not gonna need it. You only need 5 grams. And yeah, so I'm going to do a French beret with this one and this one, and I'm going to give 10 grams to Anna. She's gonna do the same one, so the rest is gonna be mine. I'm gonna do a beret, and I'm gonna do it in white and black because I think I need some classic hats. Anyway, we're gonna talk about that later. But yeah, I used a US size 8 needle, which made it go so fast. You have no idea. It was so enjoyable, and I learned how to knit without looking. I think I said that last time, but for real, now I know I can knit and be like, what are you talking about? And I'm so excited, like talking to my husband and like looking at him, and I'm like laughing, and he's just like, what the hell is wrong with you? You know, because we're not into any kind of you know, be like sassy with each other, because we've been married for 20 years, you know. He's like, what the hell is wrong with you? And I'm just just like, I am so excited that I can look at him and while he talks, you know, and he always is just like rolling his freaking eyes at me. Anyway, going back to the sweater, I did some modifications. So the pattern requests or asks for you to knit, so the pattern is made from the bottom up, and I was just like, well, I'm just going to modify and whatever. I'm not going to do that ever. Okay, I love the fact that whenever I went to the good part, it was done. Didn't have to drag myself, think about the ribbing, think about the bodice, the miles of stockiness, because I already did that. Okay, I'm done with that. So the pattern asks for from rib to where you're gonna join the sleeves, you need to do a 7-inch piece of bodice, okay? And I was just like a little concerned about that. I thought that was gonna be too short for me. So I went ahead and I did 10 inches, okay? And I thought it was gonna be like so long. Then you go ahead and you make your sleeves. So the sleeves are, you know, kind of like a very judgy balloon sleeves, which are everything. They make you feel so elegant and awesome and like, yeah, can you give me that? Hold on. You're like suddenly, you know, me, I always talk like this. Imagine with the sleeves, it was like too much. It was like my husband was like, can you take that fucking shit out? Because like, seriously, you're killing me. It's like, hold on. Anyway, going back to the sleeves. Oh my God. Okay. Okay, so they are so fancy. I have to say I struggle, okay, on the second one. I think right here before, like 4 inches before, I have to like be done, right? Anyway, I'm just so, let's get back. Anyway, so I struggled in the last 4 inches of the second sleeve, and then after that I went and I joined sleeves and the bodies. When I did that, I freaked out, okay? And if you follow me on Instagram, you know I freaked out so bad. I was just like screaming, because I'm gonna talk about the next project and you're gonna know why I was not happy. Anyway, so I freaked out so bad. Sorry, I have a lash, it's misbehaving. Anyway, so when I joined to the round, you know, everything, you start with your decreases, and I thought it was gonna be so short, you know, it's right here, but your decreases, you go so fast, in your decreases, they look amazing. It's so seamless. And then you go ahead and you do a big decrease, and then you do your color. You have a decrease here, and I think a decrease here. So I will have to say I didn't struggle only those 4 inches on the second sleeve, because I always struggle when I'm like right here and I'm just like done, and then I have to go do the ribbon. I struggle, you have no idea how much. It was so bad. It's so bad. However, on this pattern, I didn't have that struggle, which is like, I open it for me. Okay, so the other modification that I did, she asked you to do 12 rounds of this rib on the color. And you're gonna do that, so you're going to flip it over, and you're going to sew your rib, right, which is folded all the way here. So you're gonna have that kind of like piping, really beautiful finish. I was just a little bit worried that was not gonna go over my head, because I tried it on and it was a little tight. So I have to say, I didn't do that. I just did 6. I did half of it and leave it like that. And I didn't do a stretchy bind off, but I learned a new stretchy bind off, so I may go ahead and take that off and do the stretchy bind off, so I can get my head through it without thinking that I'm gonna rip it out. However, it's so high, it has that muck neck, kind of like this. Well, it's not, this is a little bit higher, but it looks so luxurious and beautiful. I love the black. I have seen the pattern in some other colors, but I think it's so timeless, and this is so stunning. The color is so stunning that the blacks makes it pop, and I use it with black jeans, and I think I did like a brown or cognac booties. It was beautiful. So what?
Can't even blow out again.
We're back. You see how fancy I am? It's insane. Anyway, so if you are thinking about doing this one, go ahead. And I will say this is a very beginner's kind of color work, and I like it because it didn't have any shape, neck shaping or anything in that way of form. So I think it's standing. Anyway, I'm just talking shit, so you just don't pay attention to me and you're just paying attention to so you're just paying attention to something else. Anyway, so yes, I did it. I finished 2 sweaters in 2 weeks. I need a job ASAP. ASAP. Okay, so here it is. The sweater from hell. I hate this sweater, not because the pattern was not amazing, okay? I think the pattern is, you know, colorway, whatever. Why is this so? There we go. But this is a case of when you don't swatch and you fuck your sweater up. Sorry. Yes. So Kaylin, okay, so let's be more professional, Marilisa. Okay, this is the Nordiska sweater by Kaylin Hunter. If you don't know her, like, hello, like, what is going on? However, I was talking to somebody the other day. She didn't know who Kaylin Hunter. I was like, and she's been knitting like for 40 years, so yeah. So this is a sweater by Kaylin Hunter. It's a crop sweater. It's supposed to be that way. I knew that. However, she said that she didn't knit it because she was having some wrist issues, so she had somebody knit it for her, and she made, I guess, the pattern by the finished product. So I guess she do the design, it looks good, and then she do all the math and whatever. So the gauge for this one, let me get it because I don't remember for it. So she suggests a US size 2 for the ribbing, and then a US 4 for the rest of your, so this is suggested, okay? So I thought, because I always, I never swatch for Kaylin Hunter, I always get gauge, except when I did the Tegna, I didn't get a gauge, sorry. But the gauge is 20 stitches by 28 rows in a in the US 4, and this is for 4 inches. So after blocking, whatever, using both color work and stockinette. So I didn't do that. I YOLO'd it out because I wanted to do it, and it didn't pay off. You know, I didn't get it. It's totally my fault. It's totally my fault. So I did a size small, which is already a problem because I started, maybe I did a medium or a large, it will be different, but it is what it is. I did a small, and I used a combination of superwash and non-superwash yarn, which when it came time for blocking, it was a little, I don't want to say tricky, but I was a little concerned because it was just like, oh my god, like I have this woolly woolen spun yarn and whatever, or very sticky and superwash. Anyway, so thank god I did it with superwash, and it did stretch a lot because you have no idea. So I use Tuscan Knit Cordelia. I know I bought this yarn long before. Don't say anything. I cannot burn this one. And I use the Cumbria fingering yarn in Herion Wall. Here it is. Here are those skeins. Cordelia, Hadrian's Wall. And then the Brooklyn Tweed Loft. And this combination, I thought this was gonna be gray, but when I look at now, after a while, it's more like a bluish. So this is a more like Americana vintage kind of situation. And Stella is ready for 4th of July. So this is what I use. A different yarns as well. Superwash, 1 ply, superwash. I think this is a 2 ply, and then this one is non-superwash, and I think this is 2 plies. Anyway, so here's my color combo. I wanted this to be a little bit more gray. I guess when I was in the place, I didn't notice about that. So modifications, okay? She let you go through increases until you get here, and then you just go on the round, and you keep on doing increases until you get into a certain number of stitches, and then you go ahead and separate the sleeves, and you knit 1 inch from that separation of the sleeves, okay? In my modification, I did 2. I was just like, I don't want it to be too long, but I don't want it to be too short either. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do 2. Thank God I did those 2 because it was just like too much. And I think I talked about this last time. You know, I went ahead and last time I talked to you guys, I was in the Pretty Peach, or I don't know what this is. This is one of those stitch markers by what's her name? I'll put the name down here. I don't know, I'm blanking on it. But last time I talked to you guys, I was here And I went ahead and I finished this one like that same day. I cast it really fast color work, really easy. After you finish the last one, you have to change the needles to the ribbon needles, which is US size 2, and I didn't do that. Just keep the 4, and I just did the number of repeats that she wanted, and thank God, because I will not know what will happen if I didn't do that. And I just let it sit. I was just not happy with it. I tried on, it was like seriously 2.5 inches above my belly button. So it was like seriously on my rib cage. It was on the end of my rib cage. It was like barely covering my boobs. It was horrible. I'll insert a picture here. Anyway, sorry. And I went ahead and I just leave it. I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to do anything. I just was contemplating about ripping it, starting it again. I didn't want to do that. You know, I didn't want to do that again, especially when you have all this done. You know, I don't like to try my sweaters while I'm doing them. I don't know, I don't know, call me stupid, but it is what it is. I maybe need to get that extension and extend the core so I can be trying it on, maybe something that I need to learn. You know, I'm just like learning. You have no, for a year, how many mistakes I haven't done. So maybe this one, it was one of those. I didn't gauge swatch, totally my fault. So I finished the Notorious, and I picked this up pretty much on the day of my birthday, or on that Friday, and I finished it up in 2 days, the sleeve. So it was really easy, very fast to make. Yeah, because I didn't work on it on Saturday, so I did one sleeve on Friday, one sleeve on Sunday, and that was it. And this, super easy to make, super short. The same thing, I didn't switch for the ribbing on the sleeve, so that's another modification I did. And I went ahead and I picked up for the rib on the neck, and that was really fun. I really loved this V-neck situation. I've never done it, so it was just like a little kind of like, ooh, okay, I'm okay doing that. And I will have to say I love it. It's really nice. It looks really nice. However, she asked for 2 inches of rib, and because it was already too small, I didn't want it to be too constrictive or too high on my neck. So even, you know, I didn't want it to be too high and then too short, because definitely will look that it was just not like I took it from my little cousin or something like that. So I went ahead and I did 1 1/4 kind of situation, and I went ahead, I think it's a little bit like 1 3/8, and I went ahead and bind it up, and I bind off with stretchy Icelandic, I think it's bind off. I love that, and I will do that on all the sweaters that I have from now on. I'm not kidding, I love it so much. But in progress. I have 3 right now that I want to talk about, and 2 are new. 1, you guys have already seen it. So I'm going to start with the most popular sweater that everybody and their dog have done, and I am back into, or I finally decided to start knitting. So I made you know, I went through my closet and I noticed that I had a lot of knitted sweaters or color work. Although I've been very conscious of the colors that I've used for my color work projects, I noticed that I need more basics, meaning I don't need anything to have more than 3 colors. Maybe 2 colors is way too much. Maybe I need something just basic, plain, just like this shirt. Because I have a lot of kind of like stand-up pieces, I don't have a lot of basics, so I have a lot of holes on that. So because of that, I wanted to make sweater that is just you know, shoulders, drop shoulders, boxy and big, and I wanted to make in something very like a very basic color. Okay, so with Anna, I went to this store. It's called Old Wound Up. And this is in Emerson. It's by Linwood, and we love to go there because I don't like the theater here, the movie theater here in Seattle. You have to pay for parking, you have to take public transportation, all that. So we love to go out to Linwood, which is like 30 minutes up north Seattle. So I got this beautiful bag, but I went to the store, and I have to say I love this store. It's one of my favorites from now on, especially because I'm in Linwood twice a week already. I probably should move out of here and go live there. So they had this beautiful weekender, and I was just like, oh my god, this is like made with 2 yarns. And she was like, yes, it's made with the combination of this yarn and that one. So the combination was made with this Berroco vintage DK, and I used Berroco for the Notorious RBG. And when I wash this yarn, you know, it's a little, you know, it's cheap, whatever. I paid what, $14, $12 for this, maybe less, I don't remember. I was a little concerned, you know, that it's just like mass produced, whatever. But when I washed it and I wore it, I loved it. There's not, you know, I did saw a lot of bleeding from these yarns. So what I did color catcher when I went to wash them, because I didn't want the white to, you know, absorb the black. But there was a lot of bleeding. But when I stretch it, you know, I didn't stretch it too much. It did stretch some, so I didn't, why did I say that? So when I block and when I wash and block the Notorious, it did stretch out, so it's perfect. It sits exactly where it should sit, which is on the high of my hip bones. So it's kind of like a crop, but it's not a crop, you know, it's right there below my waist. But because I use so many high-waisted jeans, it was not, there was no problem. It looked beautiful. So I'm sorry, I just said that anyway. So I was very impressed with this yarn, and she told me, going back to the store, she said, oh, it was made with this yarn and another yarn that it was iridescent, and it was like changing colors and whatever. So I was just like, oh my gosh, show me the yarn, and they didn't have it. They didn't have enough of what I needed. So she started showing me yarns, and she showed me, it was from the Queensland collection, the Uluru, and so she showed me this yarn, and supposedly she showed me this before, because we were talking about mohair, and she told me that some people love this yarn. I don't know if you can see the halo, but some people love this yarn as an alternative for mohair, people that are sensitive to it or whatever. So so the design was made with this yarn, and then a different one, right? But then she showed me this, and I put it together, and I was just like, okay, this is not what I'm looking for. This is not what my closet needs, but I cannot leave this behind. So this yarn retails for $9.50. This one is this 100 grams? I think it is. Hold on, let me check. Because, you know, I'm not, yes, it's 100 grams. It has 290 yards. It's a DK, which is, I think, is a great alternative for sweaters. And then this one is $12.75, and this is a blend of 55 cotton, 26 acrylic, and 19% polyester. I'm not into acrylic or polyesters, but given the fact that it's not mohair and it's not as expensive, it has 100 grams in here, which is like, okay, I will twist my arm and I'll buy it, because whatever. So I needed 3 of these and then 4 of this to do a weekender. So it was like $70, $80 if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, but it was doable for me. I think it was like 70 something. So I had the vision. I was just like, okay, this will go definitely on my closet, although it's not what I'm looking for. And I've been talking for 6 minutes, okay? Okay, so I swatch, and I know Marilisa is a 4-inch square, and I was completely I was in track, but then I did a wrong turn, and it ended up being 1 inch, and it's like 2 inches. Okay, so here is the swatch. So I loved this side, but I did really love this side so much. I love that it's marble and speckle enough, but at the same time it's just everything and more. So I know I made an Andrea Murray, that wool and honey, kind of like the same color, but whatever. I use that one so much, I may need a substitute. Anyway, so I'm in love with this combination. You guys have no idea. Thank you so much, whoever helped me down at All Wound Up in Emerson. Thank you. You have no idea. You guys are my favorite store. Anyway, so here I am. You know, I'm not gonna go too much in detail about this pattern because you guys know this pattern already. I am like 1.5 years late for this pattern, but here's the rib. I have 2.5 here. This is the back, and I have to go ahead and do the front. And I wanted to get some information on this yarn, but I couldn't get any. So if you guys have any information on how they make this yarn, because it is fussy, definitely you can see all the halo over there. So here you don't see that much, but there is definitely some halo there. Okay, there you go. There's some halo over there. So in love. So this pattern's suggested needles are 7. So you make your bind, your cast on a 7, you change to an 8 for the rib, and then you go ahead and you do a 9 on, you know, on the knit part. Because I'm using a fingering weight in a DK, it definitely bumps me up to I think like an Aran, or I don't know. I don't care. However, I did got gauge 2 sizes down. So I don't know if it's because Andrea Murray is such a tight knitter and I'm not. That's why I always have to go. Do you remember with the wool and honey? I have to go 2 needle sizes down. 2 needle sizes down. So for me, it's gonna be 5 for the cast on, 6 for the rib, and then 7 for the for the body. And I did cast on. Oh, sorry, I did gauge swatch. It was. I'm not gonna have this issue again. Anyway, so so yeah. That is one of my whips, and then I have my other one, which is the Chrysocolla, and I talk a lot. I've been talking about this pattern for a long time. I will put the name of, because it's escaping me, the name of the designer. But last time I talked to you guys, I was in that alpaca. So I did a complete second repeat. I think I need to make another one. And I did all this yesterday. I sat down like a couple of hours, I would say 2-3 hours. So this pattern, although it looks so intricate and difficult, because it's an Aran weight, it goes really fast. So if you don't remember, I will refresh your memory, but I'm using the Queens & Co. Osprey in the color Barolo, and it's like a deep wine, beautiful color. And Jackie from the Caddy Jacks podcast is going to do this one in a super hot pink. You have to go check her out because her swatch is amazing. She looked for that yarn high and low, and I'm excited that we're gonna do this together because now I need to finish mine up because she is so fast. Yes, and I get competitive. I know this is not competition, but I get competitive anyway. So then again, I'm using a US size 9. I'm using Addie's. And I will have to say, I love this yarn so much. I am loving all the details about it. I'm loving all the bubbles. I'm loving, you know, all the cables. And if you think that this may be something for you, go ahead and knit it because it's amazing. So yeah, so 2 down, 1 more to go. Okay, so I have a friend, she's starting to learn how to knit, and I am the worst teacher whatsoever. I taught Stella, she cared for it, like for knitting, for a couple of days, and then she decided not to do it anymore. Thank you for everybody who reached out to me and told me, even videos. Sylvia, I think she's from Portugal, she sent me a video, like so awesome. Thank you so much. You have no idea. You have no idea. And how to teach a lefty. But my friend Joanna, she's not a lefty, she's a right-handed knitter, but she learned how to knit English style, and she learned how to knit watching YouTube videos, which is great. And I cannot even teach English style anymore. I'm just such a continental knitter, you have no idea. Anyway, so we're doing from Tataline Morrison. She did this amazing chunky weight ebook. She has a bunch of sweaters, scarves, hats, cardigans, everything. So we thought that, or I thought, she bought, okay, so my friend Joanna, she had a bunch of this, the wool. So, oh, there we go. So these are from We Are Knitters, and I have 4 of these. I have a bunch. I have like black, I have this color, I have, what is the other color? This color, black. Oh, I guess I have 2. Okay, I don't know. I think I have another one, but I don't know. Oh, I have like a color like this, because you know I'm very predictable. So this is the ball band. It's by We Are the Knitters, and this is called the wool. This is a super chunky yarn. This is a 200 grams, 80 meters. I don't know, like 90 something, 97 yards. And this is on the color spotted gray. So it's like a very light gray, very pretty. 1 ply. You know, it is what it is. I love this thing. So I bought this for recording in, and she wanted to do something, and I was just like, okay, great, I'm gonna teach you how to knit. We're gonna do this together. And we met. We decided to do the Perth cardigan by the Good Night Day ebook, and I'll put a picture of it here. And the great and not great thing about it is that everything is very customizable, so you have to try it on to see when it's time to, like, you know, separate for sleeves or whatever. So, you know, it's not the very beginner friendly pattern, but there we go, whatever. She's a perfect, you know, she's a great sewist, so she's gonna be able to. Sorry for the clicking. Okay, so here we are. Stop it. Okay, so here we are. So there's not a lot of progress on this one because I'm trying to do this one with her, although I am a little bit concerned that whenever I see her again, she's gonna have this cardigan on because she's so fast. Anyway, so there we go. So you have, I'm really pretty much here on my cardigan, and I think it's gonna be going super fast. So there's not gonna be a lot of progress. You know, I always show these sweaters and then you will not see them again for years. But I am working on this one for her. I really want to finish this up for February so I can use that as a coat, because this yarn is so chunky that you definitely use it without a coat. It's so thick. I know there's some concerns about this because it peels, but I think this is not something to be used, you know, like for a whole day. It's just like to have here or there. I get really hot on this, so I will definitely take it off if needed. this pattern is awesome because it has some like fringes in the front, and it's so boho chic. It's amazing. So maybe next time you will see this one, maybe there's not gonna be any progress. It depends on Joanna, okay? So if you have any complaints, call Joanna. Okay, so that's everything for whips, and I'm going to go ahead and jump into sewing. I have so many patterns that I want to talk about, but maybe I will talk about next time because I'm being rambling so much. Okay, so my birthday just happened, and Peggy sent me well, I was gonna do sewing. Okay, so let's talk a little bit of a couple of things that I got gifted, and I want to say thank you so much. Peggy sent me this a set of this foamy blocking mats, or yeah, it's a mat. And I will have to say thank you so much. I thought I never needed this, but now that I do have it, I'm like, I want to block everything again because it's just like so cool. Thank you so much, Peggy. I really love and I appreciate your gift. And I saw Anna on Sunday, the day after my birthday. She took me to have lunch. She took me to that all wound up yarn shop, and she got me a cute gift. So she got me this thing, which I have no recollection of the name she gave me, but this is for you to wind up or kick up your balls. That's what she said. So I am so freaking excited to use this. You have no idea. I may have Carlos help me, but Carlos saw it. He was like, oh okay, you know what he said. He thought this was a little low. I'm like, dude, this is not like, we don't like, this is no, okay, no, okay. Okay, if you're my friend and you get me this is a dildo, we're not ready. Carlos, poor thing, he's just so naive. Anyway, okay, and then she went to this alpaca farm here in Washington, and then she got me this beautiful yarn. It's alpaca. It's a sport weight, hand painted or hand dyed, and she knows me very well. She knows I love my warm tones, so I cannot wait to use this one. And it's from Cascade Rose Alpacas here in Washington, and I love the variation, I have to say. It's like a subtle change of on color, so it's like one tone but at the same time it's not. Thank you so much, Anna. Oh, Carlos. Anyway, so another gift that I got, it was from my best friend, and I got this Addie interchangeable kit, and I want to talk about it because I love it. I saw it and I started crying. He heard me when I said that I needed one, and he remembered. He got me an Addie's set, and I was crying. Like, I was crying because you know, it's really awesome to talk and people to remember. I don't get that here a lot. So yeah, so he gifted me this, and this is the Shorty Clips set, and I was not into it at first. When I started knitting with it, I was just like, I cannot get this to stay. Like, what the hell? What is going on? But you have to twist it until you hit it click, because of course I went on YouTube and I got a video on it. So now I love it. When I was doing the sleeves for this one, which is, I used a 12-inch cable, and with that one I was having a little bit of problem because it was catching up on this kind of like junction here, is that the word? It was catching up a little bit, and because it was a one ply, I was a little concerned. But now that I'm working on this, which I'm using those Addies, which is great because I just switch the needles and I don't have to switch to another needle. So I am loving them. So thank you so much. And if you have ever thought about getting one of these, if I add all the needles that I have bought, I will have made, like, bought myself like 2 of these, like $18 per needle, and then you need the 12, and you need the 16, and you need the 24, the 32, the 40, you need 2 of the same, like, you know, it adds up, the $18, $16 add up really quickly. Go ahead and go really fast to the next section. So the next section is sewing. I have a lot of patterns that I want to talk about, but I want to leave those for next podcast. So I have more to talk, and it don't make them as long. Like this right now is really long. So if you have not noticed, I have this beautiful mock neck, kind of like turtleneck. I would say this is kind of like 3 inches, so it will be a turtleneck, although it's a mock neck. I don't know, you call it what it is. So this is a Nico top by the True Bias Pattern Company. I was watching this girl talking about how to make a t-shirt, and she was talking about inserting the collar and doing the hem and all that. And she was talking about this pattern that I had no care for. I was just like, what are you wearing? And then finally she said, I am wearing the Nico top, and she had the sleeveless version, and I was just like, in love. I would just put, you know, I was eyeing it and I was just not into it, but when I saw it on her, I was just into it. Next podcast that I put on and I started watching, it was the Hey Sister podcast, and the blonde sister had the Nico top that she made, and I was just like, okay, I'm sold on it. I need to make this sweater, or sorry, this shirt. And I was thinking about it because I was, again, going through my closet, and I noticed that I had a lot of like basics that I was lacking of, like stuff like this that I wanted to be fitted. Okay, so I use this a lot under my sweaters that I made. Like I will use it with this if I need to. So I wanted something very fitted that is not baggy at all, especially when you have a sweater under. I have that plum from Junko Okamoto that I use a lot, and it has that v-neck, and I love to do however neck I want to do, and have a mock neck or a turtleneck like this under. So I would say this is a turtleneck. I don't know, this is not a mock, but you know what I mean. Anyway, so I was sold on it. Put it down on my calendar, not my calendar, I have like a list of things that I want to make. And last time I said that I wanted to do the Persephone pants, and I was looking for the canvas to do it, but to this day I have not found the canvas. I don't know what's going on, so I don't want to do it in regular jeans. I will probably do an online sale, which I don't like to do online sales. I am one of those people that will go to your store and buy a local, even though my husband works at Amazon, which it will be here in 2 hours anyway. But you know what I mean. I don't want to buy it online. I want to support local businesses, small businesses here. However, I've been on the hunt for like 3 weeks or more, because I think I caught this pattern before I went out to Puerto Rico. So this was like almost a month, more than a month. Okay, so putting that on the Nico top, down on it. Priority is the Persephone. Went to Joann's to get that duck canvas, which, you know, I love Joann's. It's not my favorite place to go because there's a lot of polyester and a lot of fleece. If you want like unicorn fleece or unicorn whatever, they have everything. They have like it's insane. Anyway, back into it. When there, I couldn't find the canvas, but when I was walking around, I found this this fabric, and I'm going to see if you can see it. So it's a polyester, and it has like a velvety kind of situation here, so I was all into it. They have different colors in this one, but I thought of course they had like a burgundy, I think they have a black, but I wanted white. So I thought for a white shirt, this will be Nika top, it will be perfect. So this is a 57-inch fabric. So I got the fabric requirements, or you know, whatever they say to buy yardage wise, and I bought 2 yards. So I did a size 6 top, okay, and I opened my pattern for it to be a size 8 for my hips, which that will get me into my measurements. So I did that alteration on the pattern. I went and I cut the 6 until it has that line where you shorten or lengthen your pattern. So I went and I cut down to size 6, and then I did with my ruler, I extended and opened it up for it to be a size 8 on my hips, and it's like, it fits me like a glove. I'm not kidding. So I got 2 yards of this one. It was 5 something. They have a massive discount that day. I don't know how much it retails for, but I did, you know, like the puzzle with the patterns, oops, and I could have bought 1 yard and it would have been perfect because I have a yard left. So really pretty. The pattern goes from size 8 to 18, which is very you know, standard. And she requests, or she suggests, that you do a medium weight knit, and it's like a 30%, I think she asked for. So this will be considered kind of like a medium to light, but because you have that velvety lines, it just does give you some structure. So I have to say, I made the black one first. So I made 4 tops of the Nika tops. So I made the black, and I got this fabric at Joann's as well. This is the ribbed, cotton ribbed. I think this one is 95% cotton, 5% spandex, and I needed a black one because I have one black one that I need to, seriously. It's thank God that one I got from a local designer in Bentonville, and it's outstanding quality because I have used that to the death. And this is great alternative. So it's a turtleneck. I may probably insert a picture. Anyway, so I did, let me see if you can see, it's a rib, and there you see, oh, there you go, it's a rib. Sorry, you know how black goes. I put that color catcher, but it doesn't catch the lint from other stuff. And I try to do, you know, like a load every 2 or 3 days, so that's why it has a lot of white on it. So I did this one first. I put it on, and it's amazing. This fabric is a little bit thicker than this one, and when I saw this ribbed, they had it in black and white, and I just took the black. I didn't think about too much of the white, and I'm gonna go ahead and get the white. I think this was like $9 a yard. I got 2, and for this one is 45, you know, those skinny kind of like bolts. For this one you need 2 yards, definitely. I think I have like a quarter left. I may get 2 3/4 anyway. So this is a thicker consistency, and it definitely, it looks so beautiful. You have no idea. Anyway, so this is my second Nika top that I made, and then I went to Pacific Fabrics here in Seattle, and I got this micro ribbed striped fabric, and I got 1.25 yards. So 2 yards, I went down to 1.25 yards because I'm size 6, size 8. So I have to say, this one is my favorite of the 3 that I showed. And I was not too hung up in doing, I did, oh my god, there's like a piece of thread, but I tried my best to catch it, and there was no way. It was too slippery, so I was just like, okay, it's okay. Like, I did a little bit here, but sorry, to match my stripes. So yeah, there's some places you see there's a little bit here, but it did run a little bit out. Yeah, I was not too hung up on it, you know, like who's gonna care? Oh, she didn't match her stripes. If it was a bigger stripe, I will definitely do that, but I did not. This was like $10.99 a yard, and I got 1 1/4, so I got for $12 a shirt. And then they have this bamboo jersey, super expensive, $19 a yard, and I made this one. And again, if we go back, she recommends that you use medium a medium weight knit. And I went ahead and got this super expensive one that you can't even see my fingers on, my knuckles on it. So this one was a fail. Like, definitely you need to have something that has some structure on it, because when I went to put it on, I rip it out. I was like, okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and I am going to mend this one, and I'm gonna give it to Stella, because for me, it doesn't have the body I need. This one was $19.90 something, so I spent like $22 or $24 on this one. But yeah, for Nika tops, I made them really fast. The instructions are to be done with a regular machine. So if you don't have a serger, this will be a great top to do a zigzag with, or a stretch stitch on. I did a stretch stitch on it, and then I went ahead and, sorry, it's too blown out, and then I went ahead and serged the edges. Okay, and then another top that I did is the LB pullover by Paper Theory Patterns, and I bought this fabric at Joann's. This pattern is an oversized pullover. It has those drop shoulders, kind of like the weekender that I'm gonna do, but it has the option to do a high neck with. And she asked, or she suggests, a medium weight fabric. You can do whatever, preferably not knitted, but I went ahead and I decided to do this one. And this one, although it's really cute, it doesn't work as pretty as the next one I'm going to show you, but I did this really fast. It's just so easy to make, very wearable. This is kind of like a, not crop, but you know, not super long. It covers your booty. So this one was the first one that I did. I did 4 tops in 24 hours, and I did 3 more tops on 24 hours. So I was on a roll. I made 7. Yeah, 7 finished projects. So the other thing that I did, I was just like, I'm gonna make one for the house. So I got this fabric. This is a flannel from Joann's back in July, and I was, you know, not thinking too much about it. It was like $2 a yard. This is a cream and blush plaid flannel, and I wanted to do this for the house, just to lounge about. And I will have to say, out of all of those, these are my favorite. Because it's a medium weight fabric, the color stays up, but at the same time it's not constrictive, because it's, you know, it's kind of like oversized neck. It hits right on my hip, a little bit under, and then I have this great sleeve, so it's everything. So this is my favorite, and I did match, I think, a little bit. You know, my mom will be like, you need to take that out. I'm not gonna I don't care. Nobody's gonna care, okay? It's not a contest, okay? And last one, I did, what's just this one? Oh, it's this Talbiki sweater by the named pattern. Same thing. These patterns go from 0 to 18 size. And I went ahead and I did this one in a wool blend that I got at Pacific Fabrics here in Seattle. Really great fabric. I love it. This company is a French company, and they give you French sizes. So I am, or an European size, it's not French size. But if I'm going to give you my European size, I'm a 38 to 40 on tops. So the pattern is divided by 4/6 or 36/38, and then 40/42, which is 8 US size, 10 US size. So it's just like a small medium. So when I check my bust, I noticed that, you know, I may be at 38, but then my hip and my waist, I will be a size 8. So I decided to do the size 40/42, which is a medium. And I'm not happy. So the sweater is too big on me. It loses the shape a little bit because number one is kind of like a medium weight fabric, but it has a lot of drape to it, and it doesn't stand up the color too much, and then I wash it and dry it on the let's buy some wool and put it in the washing machine. Anyway, it's washable anyway. So if I'm gonna make this sweater again, which I definitely will do it again, I will do it in the 36/38 sizing. So this one is very pretty. It has 2 darts that goes down on your neck on the front and on the back, and it has drop shoulders and a super long sleeves, and this one on me looks huge. It has a high-low, there you go. So it has a high-low situation going on, and it has like a vent or an open on the side. So given the fact that I thought that because of my hips I was a size 8, you know, if you're thinking about your hips, don't, because you have that opening, it's not gonna be needed. So yeah, super excited, super warm top. I have worn all the sweaters so many times already. These are like my workhorse everyday sweater. So yeah, super happy with everything. You know, I made some mistakes that I need to correct, like sizing, follow the recommendation fabric, and all like that. Okay, so I am done for the day. I will see you guys in 2 weeks for the English episode. Maybe I'm not gonna do the Spanish this week, I don't know, we will get in touch. But next time I'm gonna have my giveaway, and I will see you guys soon. I love you so much. Bye.